Hello, so I'm going to be talking about how you can turn your pain into peace. And this is going down the meditation route, and I'm talking about how you can transform your brain so that you can beat chronic pain. So, like I said, we're talking meditation. And you might have a view about meditation. Um, you will know that meditation is used as a way of helping us to relax. And your view might be that it's just about breathing and about listening to kind of flowery words, and then, hey presto, we're relaxed. And it is kind of about that. You would be right in thinking that, but it can be so much deeper than just this. Okay. And what if I was to say to you that actually meditation even could actually help your pain? And if I said it in that way, would you be more convinced to give it a try? And I'm going to reveal, like I've been saying anyway, that yes, meditation can actually help your pain. And so I'm going to go a bit deep, explain why that is, and hopefully you're ready to go deep with me. And the reason why I'm going deep is because I'm tapping into the brain, right? So I suffer with chronic pain. In fact, I'm going to say that I don't suffer with chronic pain, because the fact that I'm saying that I suffer with chronic pain is putting sort of a label on pain. And I don't suffer with intense pain at the moment for the past maybe couple of months. I have pain daily, but I wouldn't say it's chronic. I don't want to put that label on myself, and that really, by me saying that statement, is me saying that I'm not going to be ruled by this pain. And I'm kind of tapping into my brain to say, look, yes, I've got this pain, but really it's not a big deal. It's there. It's getting a lot better. I'm so thankful that my pain is so much better now than what it was a few months ago, because it was intense. 6 months ago, yeah, incredibly, extremely intense. At the moment, not really intense. I would say it's pretty mild, really, but I do have pain, mild pain, on a daily basis. Okay, so pain, like I've said, is ruled by our brains, and I'll put a link to a podcast, some writing that I've done, where I kind of explained about why this is the case. But I'm kind of explaining about this anyway in this post, but if you would like to listen to more things, because I've been talking quite a lot about the brain recently, I would advise go and listen to some of the other stuff that I've been doing, or you can read some of the stuff on my website where I talk about this. So our brains are our taskmasters, and the role of the brain is to kind of orchestrate our body. So it's in charge of everything. If you think of a musical conductor who's directing a piece of music, then that is what's going on. That's what your brain is doing. The brain is the conductor, and it's directing your body, directing our bodies to carry out jobs, just to keep it functioning, to keep it ticking along. And so every function of your body is controlled by your brain. And this is the case as well when it comes to pain. So when you're in pain, you communicate this to your brain. So the fact that I just said, I'm not a chronic pain sufferer, me saying that, if I can repeat that enough times, I'm telling myself, telling the brain, telling my subconscious part of my mind that actually, it's not that bad. I'm not a chronic pain sufferer. And you have to kind of tap into that and tell your brain, and keep communicating this out loud sometimes, to say that, yeah, it's not that bad. And this is what we really need to be doing when it comes to the brain, because, the messages that we are sending off, whether that's emotional or physical, that is sent to your brain. And then by you doing that, then the brain will start to release substances and hormones to help us out, because it thinks we're in danger. Okay, and I suppose it's very kind of the brain to do this and help us out. But if you are somebody like me, I'm going to just say it for now, and you are suffering with chronic pain, as in daily pain, okay, then this communication to the brain is actually a terrible thing for people like me and you. Okay, and so really, it's okay if we are kind of like communicating pain when it's once in a while. So it might be, let's say, for instance, you've cut yourself. And so, the cut, that will be communicated to the brain, and then the brain will instruct substances to help heal the wound. And then you go through the healing process. And so that is very good. But if you are somebody that is experiencing pain, possibly majority of the day or all day, then you are constantly feeding that to the brain. You're constantly telling the brain, help me out. Help me out. You're constantly doing this, and you're doing this whether the pain is mild or whether the pain is intense. And so your body will remember, your brain will remember, oh, okay, this is how she feels, or he feels, when he's in pain. Okay, it's time to release these substances and help her out, or help him out. And so by doing that, you're actually causing more pain, because what gets released is inflammatory substances to help you out. So you may have noticed that sometimes you'll have swelling, you might have burning, when your cut is healing, you might feel that as pain. And so that is what's happening. Your brain is going to continuously keep dishing out more inflammatory substances to help you out. And so if you are having these kind of pain episodes throughout the day, that is what's happening. Your brain would just keep producing these substances over and over and over again. And then we get stuck in this cycle where we just can't stop the pain. Yeah, because you're in pain, and then the brain will release substances so that to help heal the area where you're experiencing the pain. But then you have more pain because of the inflammatory substances that have been released. So then that gets communicated. Oh, I'm still in pain. So what does it do? Okay, let's produce more substances. And it just never stops. It keeps going on and on and on. So what we need to do, we need to break this pain cycle. And this is where I talk about meditation, because meditation has a way of breaking or helping to break the cycle. And this is because medication, I keep saying medication, but meditation even is a way of communicating ease. And it's a way of communicating that we're safe. And this is what we need to do. We need to tell our brains that this pain that we are experiencing, it's not life-threatening, it's not intense, and we're safe. And so by relaxing the body and just spending some time as well, just focus on something other than the pain that you're in, releasing and removing negative emotions just for a few moments, you're telling the brain that help isn't needed. Okay, you're telling the brain that I'm safe, I'm relaxed, I'm blissed out, and I do not need help. And the great thing about meditating as well is that you are focusing on what's going on at a particular moment, in the present moment, instead of focusing on what's happened in the past and focusing what you want to happen in the future. And so while I was writing, because I tend to write these posts, these podcasts out first. So while I was writing the post, I was listening to relaxing music. And so while I was typing away, I said, I'm listening to relaxing music, and the music that I'm listening to, it's calming me, and I'm happy, I'm safe, and I'm not in pain. So no action at that particular time was required by my brain, because in that particular moment, I'm safe. I don't need any help. And that's what you possibly need to do. When you are in chronic pain, it's difficult, isn't it? It's so hard because you are constantly thinking about the future. I mean, this was me some months ago. And, it's been me as well with other illnesses. I'm diagnosed with three now, three chronic illnesses, chronic diseases. And, for the past nearly 30 years, it's been that, you have these symptoms, and then, you feel like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Poor me sometimes, why do I have to suffer? What's my life going to look like? A flashback for me that, the last 6 months has been because, I teach yoga, and I'm also a music teacher. So it was like, what am I going to do? How will I ever be able to teach again? I'm not going to be able to stand because I have issues with if you don't know, I have, at the moment, 4 bulging discs, and I have something called spinal stenosis, which is narrowing at the top and at the bottom of my spine. And, you can kind of go off in this spiral of looking at things. And sometimes, Dr. Google and Dr. YouTube can be very helpful, because I'm the type of person that I like to find out what I can do to help myself. And that's how I've been able to manage all the diseases that I'm diagnosed with. That's what led me to become a yoga teacher, because I used yoga to help with my illnesses in my 20s, and also looked at and used nutrition as well, and I became qualified nutritional therapist because of it. So I'm kind of one of these people that I don't want to back down, really. I like to find ways of helping myself, find ways that, because I know I'm not going to get all the help that I need by relying on other people. I do feel that if you're going to kind of break this cycle of ill health, you have to take some ownership, and you have to be the one that really owns what's going on with your body. And so it can be difficult when you are reading stuff and listening to stuff where it can become all doom and gloom. And a lot of the stuff for say my disease now, this spinal stenosis, I've also got a thyroid condition called Graves' disease, and a hormonal condition called polycystic ovarian syndrome. But this spinal stenosis, which is the latest one, it's all about how these people who are never going to be able to move again, it could end up that you could be in a wheelchair, you could lose functioning of your legs, all this kind of stuff. And I'm sure you've done it with a disease that you're diagnosed with. It's all doom and gloom, and then that starts playing on your mind. But by meditating and kind of being focused on what is going on right now, how do I feel right now? Communicating that, if you're feeling relaxed by doing meditation, that's what you're going to be communicating it to your brain, instead of going on, all this stuff, Googling the hell out of whatever your disease is, and then that's giving you these negative, a lot of the times giving you these negative messages, which then gets communicated back to your brain, and then it starts to, produce pain, but also what starts to get kicked in is the anxiety and the depression. And by using meditation, we want to change those messages, positive messages, and we want to eliminate the negative. Right, so are you willing to try meditation? Okay, are you ready to tap into your happy, safe space? Because it is there. It is there. It might feel like it's all doom and gloom at the moment, but there is a happy space there. It's there. Yeah, what we wanted to be doing is we want to pump calmness. We want to be pumping safety. So we're telling that our brains that we're safe and that we're happy, instead of just always communicating pain. And that can be physical pain, or like I've said, it could be emotional pain, those messages, by reading things. And sometimes you just need to be moving away from those sort of things, reading constantly about what's going on with your disease and how, and looking at, oh, if I got that symptom or whatever else, we need to change that. And so all you need to meditate is 5 minutes a day. And there's been trials that have found that 5 minutes is absolutely fine. So it might be that you're thinking, oh God, if I have to meditate, I'm going to have to be sitting around for an hour, or or for half an hour, and that can be really intense. It's so intense, especially if you're not used to meditation. It's hard to start off and expect yourself to sit still or to lie still for half an hour. No. 5 minutes is all you need. 5 minutes. So have you got 5 minutes to spare? Yeah, and all you would need to do is just set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes, and then find a space where you can relax. So you're either lying down or sitting, and then you're just taking gentle breaths and focusing on your breath. And then whilst you're focusing on your breath, you're just allowing your body to relax, and just allowing your thoughts just to dissipate, so you're not thinking about anything if you can. And that is difficult, so I'm not going to say that it's easy, but it might be that if you're focusing just purely on your breath, and then you won't find that many thoughts will start to creep in. And I'm not saying that it's easy, it does take practice, okay? But you want to be removing your thoughts about your pain. Like I said, just focus on your breath, and just focus on how great your body and mind feel. And it might be that when you start doing this, you're feeling pain. It might feel intense, and then after 5 minutes, or if you can push it to 10 minutes, you might notice, oh, the pain, it's not as bad. The pain is disappearing. And that's what you want to be aiming for. That's then that communication that actually, I'm fine, I'm safe. So all you need is 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes a day could just give you hours, in fact possibly a day or two of pain relief. So I hope I've been able to convince you. And like I said, all you need is 5 minutes. You don't need to be doing hours a day. 5 minutes, and then get into the habit of doing 5 minutes a day, and then who knows, that might then creep up to 10 minutes, or you just add on a minute. But yeah, just give it a go and see if it can help. Okay, so I will finish up there. So you have a wonderful, wonderful day. You take care, and I will be back on here very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye.